Hi YouTube, I'm Nick, and today I'm back again with another gameplay commentary. This episode we have a 21 Grimrail 2 chest, which I did earlier this week. So let's have a look at it.
Five.
So this
Four,
I managed to get my
three,
my
two,
gavel,
1.
and I had enough heroic boss skills to upgrade it straight to heroic. So it's been a nice DPS increase. So we're grabbing crit, because our haste is already really high, because I've got a Solia's trinket, and I'm getting haste from our priest. And I'm pretty sure I'm gemming and enchanting mastery right now. So I pop my weapon, kill the soul, popping the trinkets. This first pull's not too crazy. I think this was our first like higher key. Actually, I think we did a 20 upper before, but it was a bit shaky, so we went over to Grimrail. I could give it a look. We got hit by that frontal cleave from this overseer. We'd be careful with that. Pointing him into the wall to make sure that he charges at the wall. So a lot of people have sort of been asking about how to use your cooldowns on warrior. And honestly, like without cooldowns being roughly a minute, you can pretty much just like send them off cooldown. Like there's only certain situations where I would actually hold my cooldowns to not use them like instantly. Like if something's about to die and we're about to go into another pack, there's no really point using them there. But if the pack's still like 70% HP, you might as well send them. So on this trash, the only real annoying thing is the little technicians and making sure you're kicking their vaults because that stuns people, and then kicking their activates because if the Iron Star goes off, it explodes and it does a lot of damage. So here we're still pointing them into the wall. We've got explosive this week, but our healer's pretty much taking care of a lot of those, which is very nice. This was a 4-man, and we had a hunter that was pugged in. But he's survival, so survival diff. Dealing with 3 overseers is a little fun because they're just permanently dashing all the time. You see, I just sent my cooldowns again, even though the mobs are like almost dead, just because they're pretty tanky mobs this week. 121. We're almost dead. There it is. This pool's like a lot more annoying on like a non-plus 10, or like on a +9 than it is on a +10 at least. Because you normally have to deal with 2 technicians trying to activate Iron Stars. So you need more stuns and more kicks, which is usually like less organized in those lower keys. So the hunter trapped that, but I was still over there to kick it. Dealing with the carrion swarm, dodging that frontal, swirly puddles, as usual, dodging them. Iron Star. Now I'm pretty sure we play the mini boss Zolgamox before the actual boss, just so we get some extra stacks of the bounty. So our priest has just gone and pulled him through the wall. He's gonna bring him back to us. Just making sure you're stunning the bat to make sure you interrupt his cast so that nobody gets mind controlled and just starts dying. You get an infiltrator and Zolgamox here, which is pretty fun. So I don't have Spell Reflect up for that to reflect the blood siphon that's about to go out. That's okay. That's getting taken care of out there. The break through his shield. So my gavel comes off cooldown. I send it again just because this boss has a lot of HP here. Very tanky person, that's for sure. We work on the carrion swarm, dodging those. Just about a bunch of dodging and cleaving between them. Now we can just go full focus into this. It's the shield up, so I send my full cooldown into it, so we get that nice open kick. You can send your cooldowns on this, because on the boss, it doesn't really matter if you send your cooldowns straight off the rip, because you kind of want to pop a big amount of damage into the damage amp phase of the little guy. Okay. So now we're moving into the boss. The little rocket spark guy just keeps jumping away. Makes it very annoying as melee to try and keep on top of him. Dodging the rockets on the ground. If you get hit by those, they will hurt. And they're probably one shot, honestly. Explosive still. So as you can see, we're getting ready for a dash. I have my recklessness and spear coming back up. But I'm holding them, waiting for that dash to go out. It's out. Super pop. And we just like cleave them down as much as possible. So they're stunned. As you can see, our Shadow Priest and Hunter go into the moon. Sad warrior noises. That's my only complaint about Fury, is the single target is a little bit to be desired. Gavel has definitely helped that a lot though. Like I know on boss fights where I actually have Gavel up at the start of the fight, like Gavel ends up doing like 10% of my single target damage. It's pretty crazy. They're both stacked up here. I'm not going to have my spear for the damage amp here. It was close. I'm just staying on this guy because it's really painful to get onto the other guy. Even if they're all stacked up here. They're gone again. Let's drop my spear on this guy because we want to put more damage onto the brute so we can kill them evenly. Because if you kill one too early, the other one will enrage. We had an explosive up there, throw my axe at it. If he enrages, he hurts a lot. So we're just trying to keep them evenly getting killed. Fight's pretty straightforward. There's a lot of healing output on the healer, with the constant rockets and explosions going off. Back on the brute. So I'll probably, my cooldowns will be coming up like towards the end of this, but there's no point popping them on this. And there it is. So I have to head up these stairs. These stairs are very buggy with the like levels and the height. Like some people's like AoE abilities don't actually aren't placeable on it, and these mobs actually hurt the tank a lot as well. A lot of frontals. Put my cooldowns on these guys. They put a stacking dot up on the tank that makes the tank take more damage from each of their attacks. So you kind of want to just like blow as many cooldowns as you can into them just to get rid of them. One down. And the second one down. There it is. We go through. So I've got my Gavel ready for the next pull, and I've got Blade Storm with Spear coming up soon. So this train's actually pretty good for Warrior. You can pretty much pop on like every second pack, or every pack, depending on how long it takes. So you can see both me and the tank pop out Gavels. So if somebody else has a Gavel, they can also break your soul to give you your buff. So these shrapnel blasts, you want to like have the tank point them into the wall, and they can be stunned to be interrupted or feared, or like any sort of CC break. See, Gavel putting in work there with the cooldowns. Going to the next pack. Still have some of our Gavel proc going. Nice and fun. Flame Tongue. The Cinder Seer. Pretty sure it puts a buff on itself, and then when it hits like an enemy or a person, it'll then drop a fire puddle on the ground. An unfortunate sleep zone right there into the fire. So again, just pretty much trying to point all these mobs into the wall as much as possible. So I have full cooldowns coming up here, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Because having full cooldowns as a warrior means your chances of pulling aggro are pretty high. We just get breathed and we just get absolutely one shot right in our cooldowns. Not good. Very sad. Very sad. We cry every time we lose our cooldowns. We still have Blade Storm. I think I pop it here, yeah. Just send the Blade Storm. Give us our merciless Bone Grinder proc. Okay, so this next pack is pretty scary on the tank with the Hulk in it. I think he has like a stacking buff that he gets that makes him do more and more damage as the pool goes on. So I don't have Recklessness for 28 seconds, which once I spend a little bit of rage, it'll be up in no time at all. So a couple more rampages, probably one more rampage, and then we'll have our cooldowns again. Yep. So pop out Trinket, which I'm using the stun grenade as well for the big verse prop. All those frontals. The sleep puddles are very fun on this tram because you don't want to like move too far to the side because then you'll just like push into the next set of mobs. There we go. It's a very spicy pool here. Spinning, fire on the ground. Tank is taking critical damage right now from these guys. And man down. So we go into full kite mode. Put a piercing howl on them and I just start running. While we let our ranged just like throw stuff from afar. Because I do not want to get close to them. We've got the Earth Ellie out. Throwing out extra stuns. So to play that pool better, we probably could have stunned more mobs like during the actual pool as well. But it's a tough time. Now this fight here, if you wanna gain some big overall, this is the place to do it in this place. So we're gonna pop our cooldowns off the rip. So this fight is actually very simple and can be cheesed a lot with the weapons that drop on the ground. And if you use them efficiently, you just like walk over this boss like he's literally nothing. So he phases at 60%. It's almost there. So this boss has a few mechanics. If you get suppressive fire on you, like the hunter just did, you literally just stand behind a wall and box and just let the guy shoot at the wall. So we're gonna kill these boomers and gunners. So it's focusing me, so I jump away. you want to make sure you're really behind something, because as you can see, it goes like kind of a little bit wider, so you can still get hit by those random bombs that kind of go a little bit astray. So I picked up the mortar from the boomer, and then the shrapnel blast from the other guy, from the gunner. So I'll send that out. So you need to send 3 of those off to break the boss out. So pop out cooldowns on this set of mobs here. A little bit scared from having some aggro on those mobs, so I just hop into the cannon and use some of my shrapnel blast. So the big thing is to make sure that you're not overlapping, picking up more of the bombs and stuff than you can actually hold, because you don't want to waste any of these. So as you can see, our priest has 3 grenades and his 15 stacks of the shrapnel blast. I've got my 10 of the shrapnel blast. So I'm just going to hop in and just start using some more of my blast. There's a boomer, so we get another homing shell proc. So the cannon actually has a cooldown, so if somebody else is just like sent off their, like, what is it called, the mortar shell, you have to like hop in a different cannon, or you have to wait 15 seconds for that same cannon. So it's almost there. So we go, we got the final stage. So we got more shrapnel blasts out here. So I'm going to hop in, and you can just cleave them all down with that blast. I'm going to pick up another stack of the blast. So I thought our priest was actually going to hop in the cannon here, but then he wasn't hopping in the cannon. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll hop back in. And I'm going to use more of my charges. And as you can see, it's just making my damage just go through the roof with how much damage this does. It's full channels, 93Ks a hit. Absolutely madness. So now priest has his 15 stacks, and the boss is just, he's literally just melting. He's gone. And there we go. He's done for. He's gone. We don't have to see that guy again. So this fire, you got to be really careful of. If you get ticked by this, you're pretty much dead. So you want to wait till it goes to one side, and then you just like run down the other. I think it's been sort of like determined that it'll always go to that right side first after that, if you're like there immediately. So I've got my gavel coming up. Send the gavel, get the soul, then we send our cooldowns. Boom. We got a good gavel proc here as well. I think the knife is an AoE one, which is really cool. Pushing the captain. The storm on the ground does a lot of damage. Actually, it's not even AoE. Just single target. That's fine. There's a little bit of a shield as well. So we keep moving on. You really want to kick not this mob, but like these blitzers are just annoying. Lots of AoE on the ground. But the Farseer is a priority kick in here. You got to kick that storm shield. See, I'm making sure I got a full enrage. Like full enraged, and then I put my cooldowns just to make sure I get maximum damage if I hit Blade Storm. The ground is hurting us a lot. Storm shield again. These Thunder Zones, especially once the mob starts getting some bolstering stacks. Like, look at that. Just almost a one shot. It's pretty spicy. So we've got the rest of the loaders on here to deal with. And they literally like do nothing except hit the tank. So we'll take them all. This boss, they fixed the safe zoning that ranged people and you could do by like jumping on that little wooden beam on the edge. But the visual effect is a lot more clear now. And there's a lot less overlap, which is really nice. So as a melee on this fight, like the main thing you want to do is not bait the spears at your ranged. Because if they have to move, they're losing damage. They have a high chance of getting killed because they're probably not paying attention because they're used to just standing back there. So you gotta play it really, really clean. See the big swirlies over there. So it's baited at the front. I honestly didn't even pay attention, but thank God I have a lot of HP. Feels good. Especially with a Shaman healer, being able to put a Riptide on you and make your HP like go through the moon. You can see another spear. Tank gets hit. Just playing our cooldowns. Pretty much just playing them as they come up as well. Dodging the swirlies. Dodging the spear. Perfect. The ground honestly doesn't do that much damage on this level anymore, which is nice. And if you are a warrior and you're like scared that you're gonna get stuck in it, you can actually spell reflect the initial hit of the zones, so you don't take the damage from it, which is really nice. We're just playing it with the spear. Bron's kind of blocking the spear throw angle. Thanks, Bron. Really looking out for us there. We got a freezing snare here. I think the tank didn't see it under me, and we pop it, so we're kind of stuck. I was kind of scared that we'd die here, so I rallied, but we managed to get out in time. Plenty of space here. Got Gabble coming up again. We're gonna send that. Alright. Spear was baited off the edge perfectly. Freezing ceremony. The Rangers are now scared for their life because we're all just chilling in this one corner. So see how I spell reflected the dot. Save the healer from having to heal that. And there we go. Plus 21. 2 chest. Grimrail Depot. Pretty smooth dungeon if you play it cleanly, but there was a lot of times earlier in the season where I would join a pug group and it would just be an absolute nightmare in there. But we got a 23 junkyard, which I'm probably going to do a commentary over that one as well. So if you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment below telling me what's your highest Grimrail Depot you've done, and maybe some horror stories you've had from this dungeon. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace!